The scene upon the stairs at 4 stones. A figure moved out of the shadows along the wall below, and I saw Toki holding the kitten by its tail and smothering its cries with his other hand. Toki was grinning and said something in his own speech. "You are too bad, chasing Belinda and now hurting a kitten," I scolded him. His grin looked frozen on his face. I do not think he heard anything I said. I reached out my hand, wanting him to give the kitten to me, and he took a step closer. I was halfway up the stairs and so leaned forward towards him. Of a sudden he dropped the struggling kitten and lurched instead at me. His 2 hands shot under my skirts and grasped me around my bare ankles. I fell back on the steps and called out, "Toki, stop it!" I twisted to try to kick him in the chest, and as I did, saw Alfwin appear on the landing above me. Then Belinda stood by her, lifting a bucket and shouting as she flung it at Toki's head. It glanced off his forehead, dumping water all over him, and he staggered back against the wall, gasping at the force of it. Men were now coming to the space, drawn by the noise we made. Alfwin looked down and spoke to Toki, and she was in a rage. "To touch her is to touch me." "Aye, and that be the 2nd time he grabbed her," sputtered Belinda. I began to stand up upon the stairs, wanting to get into our room. Then Sidrock pushed his way through the circle of Danes who stood watching, and went to where Toki leaned, half sitting against the wall. He bent down and picked Toki up by grasping the collar of his leathern tunic. Toki stood, but barely, and Sidrock drew back his fist and slammed it into Toki's face. He crumpled upon the floor, and Sidrock kicked him with great violence as he lay there. Toki groaned and made no attempt to stand or even crawl away. "Sidrock, he is drunk," I said, coming down the stairs towards them. He did not look at me, only glared down at Toki as he kicked him again. None of the men made a move, and regarded all of this in silence. I looked back at Alfwin. In her face was anger and disgust, and now concern as well. "Stop now, Sidrock," she said, and came down the stairs herself. "You will kill him."